Tom, this wasn't the week I was expecting. It must be the same for you. Where are your emotions at?
It's a change. It's felt a bit different in the camp, obviously. But this is a football club is full of some top people on and off the pitch. So when I was spoken to about the opportunity on Wednesday night, it's played out exactly how I thought it would yesterday morning. So a brilliant group of players, proper professionals. They know what they're here for and what we're trying to do, and the staff are exactly the same. The support I've had and we've had from above has been first class. So yeah, a change, a different feel, but the football side of it has been fantastic yesterday. The training session was brilliant. The players were really engaged. We tried to just give them a laser focus to Fleetwood really quickly, so there's a common goal. So I've been really impressed with how everybody's carried themselves this week, and our focus is on what's coming tomorrow.
What was your reaction when you heard the news? Were you surprised?
Yeah, I think there's going to be change in football at football clubs at different times for different reasons, and I think the important bit is how you respond to that news and to the feel of the place and the building. And I think as a club we've done that very well in the last 48 hours, and hopefully puts us in a good position to go and perform and hopefully get a positive result up in the northwest.
The club have said it's not results. You know, that's been very much the message. Nonetheless, is there a common responsibility for what's happened, not just with both Danny and Mark? We've
got to make sure that the players from this point find the real winning edge that perhaps in a couple of performances before the change we didn't have it in the group. So that's been a big focus from me. So yesterday was a real session where the players got after each other in a good way, in a professional way, but they made contact. There was noise, there was volume, there was intensity. So the big part of the two training sessions we'll get is to generate some winning edge and some winning behaviours, which they showed brilliantly. And as a staff, we just wanted to look forward from Thursday morning and plan. We've got 4 brilliant challenges coming up in the next 2 weeks. So we've got to prepare the players the best we possibly can. That is our job and our role. So we've shifted the focus really quickly onto what's coming in front of us, which is an interesting couple of weeks and some brilliant challenges for the staff and players.
I appreciate you want to look forward, but it sounded a bit like a yes at the start of it. You didn't say yes, but I assume that's what you mean.
As in a surprise?
As in a common responsibility for what's happened in the last 48 hours.
We all have to take responsibility for our roles within the football club, and it's the way we work here. This football club is quite unique, in my opinion, in the processes and in a brilliant way, because you're giving constant feedback, positive, negative, but it's always fair and honest, and we're always reflecting on our processes. Are we doing things properly? Because ultimately the hardest job in the football club, in my opinion, is the players. So we are here to serve them, not cater to them ever, but to serve them and give them the best chance to perform on the pitch. So there's a collective responsibility in everything we do and every day, every meeting, every conversation with the players. So collective responsibility, and it'll be the same in the next 24 hours to get the lads ready for Fleetwood.
We talked to Paulie before you came in. It was interesting that you sort of referred to it in an answer a while ago. I sort of look at the Peterborough game and last week's game, and I look at some of the body language of the players, and whilst it might not be what they're feeling, the fans have certainly picked up. We picked up in commentary, and you seem to recognise that that's something that's out of kilter with what we've seen from Lincoln for a long time.
I think these players, Michael, they're brilliant lads. Like, honestly, a lot of coaches and managers will say, but I really mean that they're very together. They drive each other on daily. There is an edge and a competitive edge in the building all the time. I just think in a couple of performances that edge has not been there, and that's not necessarily body language. It's just jewels and stuff in the penalty areas. We've perhaps lost that edge a little bit, and that's the fight for the next period of time to try and find the stuff that defines a football match. But this group, they are together. The staff are together. They're an absolute pleasure to be around and coach. And in this interim role, I explained to the players yesterday, this is an absolute privilege. This is the best group of players I'll ever have the chance to lead for 1 game or 3 games, whatever. So they're a brilliant group, and I think everybody around the club feels that. I think from members of staff at the ground, how the lads carry themselves, the way they conduct themselves in public, and how they are to work with. They're a pleasure, and that they are definitely together.
It'd be unfair of me to say, are you interested in the job? But I'll broaden it and say, are you interested in being a football manager one day? Clearly, you've been coaching. I know you've obviously managed games with Trinity, but is that a long-term ambition for you? That who knows, it may come sooner, but is that an ambition?
Definite ambition. I think the short term and my focus again is just getting these players in the best physical, mental, and tactical state and position ready for Fleetwood and the other games coming thick and fast. I have my own ambitions, but right now, like, I owe this club a lot. This club has been fantastic for me in my development and journey, and my situation at this point is to just make sure the players are in the best place possible. The training session yesterday, the feel of the building this morning, everything feels really positive. We know we've got a very tough game up at Fleetwood. But that is where I'm at, Michael, at the minute. Is just for every waking second since the Wednesday evening has been focused in on that.
Start of play is something that was mentioned by the CEO Liam Scully yesterday. You've only had a training session yesterday. You're only going to get out in the wind and rain today. Yeah. Is that something you can look at in the short term, or is that something you'll look at over the next few weeks in terms of having a bit more of the ball?
So. I've led on the out of possession since Matt Garrity left the building, so that half of the game, that side of the game will stay very consistent. With the ball, I think we just want to, you can't affect everything in 2 days, but we want to try and allow the players to maximise their technical ability and tactical ability, so bits we touched on yesterday in meetings and on the grass, and we'll do it today. But again, it's focused on Fleetwood. It's not generic. It's not trying to become Brazil 1970s all of a sudden. You know, we're trying to find what will attack, hurt, and get after Fleetwood Town up there tomorrow.
Could easily get forgotten amongst everything that's been going on this week, but you've suddenly had a striker available to train with you. I know you've got some forwards, but a proper striker in Jack Vale. What situation with him? Is he likely to be in the matchday squad? I would imagine he couldn't start, but is he likely to be involved?
Jack has been brilliant. He's trained, and you can see all the bits that we knew about him when he was recruited. We've had to wait to see it live and on the grass with us, but all the bits we thought it would look like have come out in the training sessions. He's bright, he's breezy, he's sharp, he can finish. He's sort of quiet around the building, but out there he's after people in a really good way. So it's exciting that he's probably going to be available. How we use him, we'll have to have a discussion with medical teams and look at stuff tactically on what's right, but looking really positive to be involved in this next period, which is a big boost for everybody.
This is not a criticism of the team, but you struggle to play pretty football tomorrow. It's likely to be very windy, may well be rainy as well. It'll be a proper battle, won't it, up at Fleetwood?
Yeah, it's every time I've been up there, I'm sure you're the same. It's horizontal wind and rain, so this will prepare us nicely training this. But we again did some tactical stuff yesterday, in possession, focus. But at the end of the training session, and there'll be a reminder this morning in the meeting. If we don't fight and if we don't run and dig in and make first contacts in the penalty areas, we could look really pretty and come on the wrong side of the result. So I was really fortunate 2 weeks ago to play in a charity game for the format. I've only played half an hour for Lincoln, but I get the invite from Gav Gordon, and I was around some people that Lincoln City's been a big part of their life and their professional life, and it was really interesting listening to Grant Brown, Mark Hovan about Lincoln City and the fabric of Lincoln City and what it means and what a performance needs to look like. And it was just, you know, from my role as the coach and now in this role to think they are the bits that win you football matches and get you positive results. So there'll be a big reminder of that before we take the pitch at 3 o'clock. And obviously a bit more detail with the ball, and that's the cherry on top, but the foundations have got to be there from everybody that takes the pitch.